If you're looking to write more business, you might think to yourself, oh, I just need more leads. I need more appointments. And because I have more leads and appointments, I'll have more opportunities to sell to people. And yeah, absolutely. That is true. The more people that you speak with, let's say you have a 25% conversion rate on the people that you speak with, you'll do more business for every person that comes in. And I cannot deny that. I can't argue that. And I'm not even going to try to. But it can be difficult getting more people into your pipeline. Advertising can be expensive. You can't necessarily just rely on people to call you and be able to pick up the phone to people who have already decided to go ahead with the process. That's difficult. Getting new business in is a difficult thing to do, and it can be very tiring. You can burn out very quickly on it. What I want to teach you today is how to take advantage of what you already have in your pipeline and what you're already sitting on. Because the likelihood is, unless you literally just started in the business, let's say it's your first 6 months in mortgages, then it wouldn't apply to you. But if you have been in mortgages for a bit longer than that, then you're more than likely sitting on business, and there is a decent chunk of money that you can genuinely access just by following the advice in this video. So if you want to take some notes, it's going to be a very action-based video. If you don't take action on this, then you won't see any use from it. But if I can provide some value, then my job's done here today. So I'm going to ramble on here a bit, and this might sound like it's completely irrelevant. I'm not necessarily going to be giving you the solution you're looking for, but please bear with me. It will come full circle towards the end. I want to make a clear distinction between two different models of business. On one hand, you've got the relationship referral-based business, whereby you have the advisor who comes into the space. Excuse me. Their main focus has always been being good at the job. They think to themselves, okay, well, if I just do a good job here for this person, they'll be happy and they'll tell their mates to come to me, and their mates will come to me, so on and so forth, and they'll build up like a client bank. And once I've done that, there's going to be repeat business from those guys, and they'll refer people, and it'll be so big to the stage that I don't need to worry about the phone ringing. And in that instance, being good at the job is pretty much all that you really need to do. The only issue with that is that it is 100% unpredictable. You can't rely on people just ringing the phone and coming to you. And that's going to be an issue. And another issue that you're going to find with that model is that every single person that you end up doing business with is already sold on you, because they have had their best friend, a family member, some form of close relationship vouch for you before they got in touch. So you don't need to sell yourself to them. And they're already sold on the process. Every one of those people that you speak with has already decided that at some point they will be going ahead with this service 100%. So it's basically what I would call a lay down sale. Sorry if you're taking offense to that, but they're very, very warm leads. And the likelihood that you don't close that is quite low. Basically, just show up, speak to the lead, and don't fuck it up. And that's it. But on the other hand, you have a different way of doing business. And it's a bit more of a scalable, predictable way of doing things. And by the way, this isn't me saying that there's any issue with you doing that referral style and being good at the job way of business. There's no problem with it in the slightest. But if you're watching this and you want a way to generate more business, this is for you. On the other hand, you have colder leads from things like advertising, so on and so forth. And the main distinction with the leads that are going to come from things like Meta ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, or maybe I only do Meta, so I don't want to talk too much about the others, is that they aren't necessarily going to be 100% sold on you, and they aren't necessarily going to be 100% sold on the actual process, which means that you need to have the right systems in place to make sure that they do become sold on you, and that they do become sold on the process. And that's not necessarily something that's going to be easy to do, but it's that distinction, because if you're dealing with referrals, all you have to do is be good at the job. If you're dealing with things like advertising leads, you need to have the ability and the capability to find a way to nurture your leads, not just by speaking to them on the phone. This is going to involve organic content. This is going to involve emails. This is going to involve the right follow-up sequences, all of that stuff. And you need to have a way to so that's getting them sold on you. You need to have a way to get them sold in the process. And that's going to be in pretty much the same things that I just said, but also in your sales ability as well, whenever you're actually speaking to them. It all comes full circle. I take that back, actually. All of those things. So manual phone calls, manual follow-ups, automated follow-ups, organic content, and emails. All of those things are going to build their factor of liking, knowing, and trusting you, and their readiness to actually go ahead with the process as well. But the main point is that you're going to have leads come into your ecosystem who aren't necessarily ready to work with you specifically. They aren't necessarily sold on the process already. And there's not necessarily anything that you can do to 100% get them to go ahead right now. When it comes to mortgages, there's a long sales cycle. People do tend to need more information to make a decision on something because it's expensive. They're buying a house. They are determining where their biggest monthly outgoing is going, say, for example, a remortgage, something like that. We're dealing with lots of money here, and lots of money isn't necessarily always very easy to come by for the vast majority of people. So these are big decisions that people need to make, and sometimes it takes them time. But if you have already got a pipeline, let's say you've already ran ads in the past or something like that, and you said, oh, the leads were shit, I couldn't convert any of the leads. You're probably just speaking with them at a stage where they weren't 100% certain on what direction to take. Let's say you don't have any organic content in place, you haven't done any nurture. Yes, that's going to harm your chances. But what I'm telling you now is revisit your pipeline and the historic leads that you already have. Revisit it. Let's say you bought leads from someone 6 months ago and they maybe weren't ready, or there was an issue there. They had no deposit or something like that. Give them a ring. If someone had no deposit, there's nothing to say that they don't now have a deposit, or they're a hell of a bit closer to it. And maybe they've put it on the back burner for that 6 months, but they've just recently reignited the spark. And now they're thinking, oh, okay, it's been 6 months. I haven't taken any action. Let me get something done. And if you do have a nurture process in place, if you have organic content in place, you have emails in place, you've been checking in with them and things like that over the course of that time, then it's literally just a matter of time before you secure that business. All you need to do is have better nurture processes in place than all of your competitors, and you'll secure business from that particular lead or prospective client. So if you're looking for the action step from today, is don't sleep on your pipeline. You don't need people to come onto a call and buy from you straight away. It's unrealistic. It's not going to happen. But you don't need to. You don't need it to happen. All you need to do is have a way, or have the right expectations around who your leads are, where they stand on the buying cycle, and whether or not they like you. If you're a dickhead, then they're just not going to like you anyways. But if you're a dickhead, get away from my channel. I don't want you watching this. So yeah, essentially what I'm saying is that have the right expectations around these leads. You don't need them to come on and buy from you straight away. If you have the right expectations, then you can prepare and amend your systems in alignment with that. And you can look at revisiting historic leads over time as well. Make the most of your pipeline. And if there's a sentence that I can use to round all of this off, it's that every single lead is still open and equal and even to each other until you have gotten a definitive no, fuck off, I'm not doing this with you anymore. Or you have gotten it, yeah, no, fuck off, I'm not doing this with you anymore. I'm doing it with another broker, or yes, let's do business now. Those are the three things that you're looking from your leads. And until you have heard one of those three things, that every single lead is fair game, equal to each other, and I don't want to hear you saying, oh, this lead's better than this lead's better than that lead, or this lead's worse than that lead. It's literally just a case that you need to have different processes in place to secure the business from that person. It might be a case that they're less intent as it stands. Okay, do something about it. Don't just sit there and complain. Do something about it. Get a system in place to make sure that person is more intent on doing business with you. Take action and make the most of what you have available in your pipeline as it stands. If you want me to do this for you, like I've already been doing for Dozens Brokers over the past 12 to 18 months, then you can click on the first link in the bio, in the description. I will try and sell to you on that link, so don't click on it if you don't want to. If you want to do it yourself, then you can have access to all my systems for completely free. Click on the second link in the description and that'll take you straight there. But I appreciate you tuning in for this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one as well. Take care.